Hi folks, Florida Man here. Today, I'm going over what is, in my experience, one of the most common English openings. This opening is referred to as the Jorvik opening, and if I picked any random game of diplomacy from my last few months of games, I'd probably see it practiced there. Jorvik, by the way, is apparently the Viking name for York. This is one of the two most common northern openings for England, with the other being known as the Churchill. The Jorvik opening is designed to create the most possible flexibility and allow England to aim for an attack on Germany or Russia, or to convoy to several different locations. It works in the following way: Edinburgh to Norwegian Sea, London to North Sea, and Liverpool to Yorkshire. When you make this opening, here are a few possible ways the first year can play out. If Germany opened to Holland instead of Denmark in spring, you can bounce them out of Denmark while still securing a build from Norway, which is a pretty good outcome if Germany was supposed to block Russia from Sweden and you're annoyed that Germany didn't follow through. Another permutation is that you could successfully convoy into Belgium and move into Norway, netting yourself two builds by getting support for your convoy from either France or Germany. This is likely a way you solidify an alliance with one of them too, since getting support in frequently requires a good deal of conversation and negotiation. Another possibility is that you can take Norway and bounce Germany out of Holland. A common theme you may be noticing about this opening is that it can end up being a really strong anti-German opening, which may explain why I've sometimes had German players become very annoyed that I opened in a way that I considered fairly innocuous. Another possibility is that rather than successfully convoying to Belgium, you bounce Germany or France out of that space. Yet another possibility is that you get into Belgium by being unopposed. If that happens, you're generally in one of the strongest positions England can enjoy in 1901, with two builds, without owing anyone anything. Realistically, this opening also allows you to pivot to a move against France, if the French player decides to become aggressive towards you, because it's far from leaving you defenseless against the French. And there's really no English opening that would prevent England from attacking France in 1902, except for if France took a home centre from England in 1901, which definitely should not happen with this opening. But the most important thing about this opening is that it allows you to force yourself into Norway, either by convoying or by moving one of your fleets in with support from the other one. That's really the main point in any of the openings that see England in North Sea and Norwegian Sea. You need to be able to force your way into Norway in case Russia decides to open north, without there being any possibility of anyone actually stopping you. Russia will occasionally decide to go after England early on, and you can't afford to be an early target. Norway is the only centre England can ever guarantee in 1901, and being in North Sea and Norwegian Sea are the only way you can guarantee it. So if you didn't open to North Sea and Norwegian Sea, you might have to be very persuasive to your neighbors if you want to get a build in 1901. Or you'll have to be aggressive and possibly sucker punch France, who is the only power you can directly attack in 1901. The Jorvik opening actually creates the most balanced opening position possible, from my perspective, because it allows you to defend against the aforementioned aggression from Russia, at least for 1901, as well as from France entering the English Channel, because your unit in Yorkshire allows you to defend London without wasting the move of the fleet in North Sea. You'll be able to not only defend yourself, but also grow at the same time. There are really no other openings that guarantee England the same opportunity, except for Liverpool moving to Wales, while the fleets move to North Sea and Norwegian Sea, just like in the Jorvik. There is a caveat to everything I've just explained, though. Everything I've just been saying has always been my position on what is the most rational opening moveset for England, and I almost always use the Jorvik opening as England. But I should point something out. England is the country I have the second to most difficulty playing, and it's significantly correlated with the tendency I have to get attacked by a couple of my neighbors and shanked early on as England. So I suspect there's something about this opening that is suboptimal. Even though it's extremely common, I've noticed that there is still a tendency for Germany to take this opening as an attack, and if that happens, Germany will be very much against you. At the same time, there's a very reasonable possibility for France to see this as an opportunity for him to have a guaranteed ally against England, so he moves against you too. If that happens, then you'll have to pray that Russia is on your side, because if Russia's against you too, you'll be pretty much dead by that point. So a bit of a cautionary note. You have to really be a good communicator as England, no matter what your opening is, and if you choose this opening, you particularly need to finesse Germany, because if Germany perceives this as an indirect attack, you might find yourself in a war with a couple of your neighbors before you're ready for it. That said, the only openings that Germany can't possibly perceive as an attempted attack on Germany from England are the openings that are an apparent attack on France. For these reasons, I still evaluate this opening as the best possible opening for an England who doesn't want to tick anyone off and wants to grow as much as possible in the first year of the game. Now, I know you enjoyed this opening overview. I know it. I'm a Florida man. I have psycho powers. So if I'm right, you should like and subscribe and comment. You didn't have any way of knowing this until now, but your comments actually make me more powerful. I feed on them. Please also consider joining my wonderful band of patrons and translators, credited here by name for their contributions. The patrons are getting more than credit, by the way. They have access to exclusive content through my Patreon, which has been rapidly increasing in volume in recent weeks. You should check it out for yourself, link in the description. Until next time, Florida Man, out.